Welcome to Chapter 5, Second Set, Vocabulary Review. So the rest of Chapter 5 is going to be a little different for you guys, and I'm going to flip over here before I talk about your words to take a look at your chapter. So your first word, if you look right here at State Police Model, that's your first vocabulary word. And then you have your next one, which is Highway Patrol Model. And then you scroll down and you got some reading to do. Reading. And where's your next one? You got two more words. You got a lot of reading here. You got some charts and graphs. Holy cow. So reading. There they are. Contract security and proprietary security. And actually, those two words are not new to you because you learned them in our security unit last year. But the point is, you left off last Friday, actually on page 139. So, 139. Almost there. Here we are. So, last Friday, you should have read all the way up through page 139. Your last vocabulary word last week was CompStat. So, assuming that you did that, you're going to be picking up right here with this next heading, History of 4 Federal Law Enforcement Agencies. So, basically, we'll call it page 140. 140 through 180 is the rest of the chapter. It's 40 pages. And within those 40 pages, you only have 4 more vocabulary words. I do not expect you to read 40 pages in 1 week. I've broken it down 20 and 20. So I'd like you to read 20 pages this week and 20 pages next week to finish the chapter. So your vocabulary, actually, there isn't any in those first 20 pages. Page 140 to 160, you don't have any vocabulary. Your 4 words are in the second set of 20 pages, 160 to 180. I hope I'm making sense. And I'll actually really quickly here show you your lesson plan for this week, which is week 3. I went ahead and took those 20 pages, 139, and I broke it down for you. So actually on like Monday, you should read 4 pages a day. So when you break it down like that, it's a lot easier. But let's go back to Quizlet to talk about your vocabulary. So chapter 5, second set, is those 4 words: State Police Model, Highway Patrol Model, Contract Security, Proprietary Security. There's only 4. So what do we do when there isn't 10? We fill in with amendments. So here's your First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth, Sixth, and Eighth. So that is what your quiz will be. So here's the deal. It doesn't really matter to me if you take your vocabulary quiz this Friday or next Friday. Either way, as long as you get this quiz in the next 2 weeks, we're good. So if you would rather read those 40 pages so that you're reading about your words in context and then take your quiz, that's fine. If you'd rather just get it done and off your plate, we can do it this Friday. These words are not hard. State Police Model is a model of state law enforcement services in which the agency and its police and its officers have the same law enforcement powers as local police, but can exercise them anywhere within the state. And that is exactly what we have here in New York State Police. That means our state police, also known as troopers, they do highway and traffic, tickets and accidents. They do that work, but they also respond to domestics, go to burglaries, all those calls for service that police officers go to, sheriff's deputies go to, state police go to as well. And they are usually out in the county. They assist in the sheriff's department in the county because our rural areas usually don't have as much law enforcement, protection, or it takes a little longer to get to places out in the county. So state police do what the sheriff's deputies do, and they back them up. But there's another kind that's called the highway patrol model. And that's a model of state law enforcement services in which the officers focus on highway traffic. Well, there's a big hint for you. Highway. Highway traffic safety, enforcement of states' traffic laws, and the investigation of accidents on states' roads, highways, and property. So California Highway Patrol. They have, and I don't know all the states and which ones they have, but that's one example. California has a highway patrol model, not a state police model. And I'm sure when you get to the pages in your reading that has these two words, they'll go into a little more depth and detail. And then your second two words, contract security and proprietary security. So contract security are protective services that a private security firm provides to people, agencies, and companies that do not employ their own security personnel or that need extra protection. And we actually talked about this quite a bit last year, so I'm hoping you remember this. Proprietary security are in-house protective services that a security staff provides for the entity that employs it. So you work directly for the company. So just some examples: Lockheed Martin, GE, Knowles Atomic, Regeneron. These are local companies that hire and employ their own security. That is proprietary. You go to work every day at the same place for the same company. That company is who pays you. Okay? That's proprietary. Contract is when an employer doesn't want to be bothered to do that. They would rather pay a contract security company like Brinks, like Pinkerton, like Wackenhut. There's a bunch of them, and they pay them to hire security for them, and you could go to different places depending on the contract for different lengths of time. So those are your four words. And the amendments, I'm not going to read them to you. I've read them to you a bunch last year, and you've already had lots of quizzes with those amendments on them. So just refresh it, review for yourself. Remember, I'm looking for you to do 4 completed activities in Quizlet, Chapter 5, second set. Any combination. You could do 4 of the same. You could play a match game 4 times. You could play a gravity game 4 times, or you can mix it up. But you need to complete each activity to get credit. And you know that I can see that. So that's it. So if you want to get this done this Friday, that's fine. If you'd rather wait until you finish reading the entire chapter and then do it, that's fine too. You know that the week after that is going to be the chapter test for Chapter 5. So it's really important. This is your first chapter test of the year. It's very important that you've actually read all those pages. You know that the chapter test is going to ask you very detailed questions that's in the reading. And if you're looking at it for the very first time, when you're taking that test, you're probably not going to do that well on it. And you're only going to have the week to do it. So make sure, please, that you actually are reading those pages. I know 40 pages is a lot, but I've broken it down for you into 2 weeks, and I've broken it down further day by day, and I think it's very manageable. So, all right, guys, that's it. Bye.